Once upon a time in a small riverside village, there lived a young lady named Morayo. Morayo was full of life, with dreams that sparkled like the stars in the night sky. From a young age, she knew exactly what she wanted: to own a big popular restaurant where people from all over would come to taste her delicious food. She spent her days cooking, imagining the day her dream would come true. But one tragic afternoon, Morayo drowned in the river while fetching water, leaving her dreams unfulfilled and her family heartbroken. Years passed, and Morayo's spirit couldn't rest. Her unfulfilled dream kept her bound between the world of the living and the dead. One day, she reincarnated in the bustling city of Lagos as a beautiful and kind woman named Amara. Amara had no memories of her past life but carried with her a deep passion for cooking. She grew up, got married to a loving man named Tund, and they were blessed with two beautiful children, Kemi and Toby. With her husband's support, Amara opened a grand restaurant in Lagos, fulfilling the dream she had carried from her previous life. Amara's restaurant quickly became the talk of the city. Known for its beautiful decor, delicious meals, and excellent service, it attracted people from all walks of life. The restaurant, named Morayo's Place, was always filled with customers who loved her special dishes, especially the umla and goat meat, which was everyone's favorite. Amara's joy knew no bounds. Her restaurant was a success, and she was living the life she had always dreamed of. One sunny afternoon, a man named Alyamide arrived in Lagos from the same village where Morayo had lived. He was in town to visit his friends, and after catching up, they decided to grab lunch at a popular restaurant they had heard so much about, Morayo's Place. As they entered the bustling restaurant, Alyamide was impressed by its beauty and the aroma of the food. They found a table and ordered umla and goat meat, savoring each bite of the delicious meal. After enjoying their lunch, Alyamide and his friends went to the counter to pay. But as Alyamide reached the counter, he felt a chill run down his spine. Standing behind the counter was Amara, the owner of the restaurant, smiling warmly at her customers. Alyamide's heart skipped a beat. He recognized her instantly. She wasn't just any woman. She was Morayo, the girl who had died many years ago in the village. Alyamide stared at her in shock, his mind racing. How could this be? She was supposed to be dead. Unable to contain his emotions, Alyamide shouted, "Morayo, is that you?" Amara froze, her smile fading as the name echoed in her ears. At that moment, she realized she had been recognized. Suddenly, before anyone could react, Amara vanished into thin air, leaving behind an empty space where she had stood. The restaurant fell silent, and then chaos erupted. People screamed, plates crashed to the floor, and the sound of crying filled the air. Customers were horrified, realizing they had been eating at a ghost's restaurant. For years, they had been enjoying meals made by a spirit, and now they were filled with fear and disbelief. The news of the incident spread like wildfire, reaching Tund and their children, Kemi and Toby. Confused and heartbroken, Tund couldn't believe what he was hearing. He had known his wife for years, and she was nothing but kind, loving, and very much alive. Determined to uncover the truth, Tund gathered his children, and together with Alyamide, they set off to the village to seek answers. Upon arriving in the village, Alyamide led them to Morayo's family home. An elderly couple welcomed them. They were Morayo's parents, aged and weary but still filled with the sadness of losing their daughter so many years ago. When they saw Tund, Kemi, and Toby, they were stunned. The children were the spitting image of their late daughter, and they immediately recognized Amara as the reincarnation of Morayo. With heavy hearts, they told Tund and the children the story of how Morayo had died young, with dreams of opening a restaurant that were never fulfilled. Tears flowed as Morayo's parents spoke of their daughter's passion and her untimely death. Kemi and Toby cried too, realizing their mother's past life and how her dreams had come true in the most mysterious way. They hugged their grandparents, feeling an unspoken connection that went beyond words. Tund, though saddened by the revelation, was grateful to have known and loved Amara, whose spirit had defied death to fulfill her dreams. In the end, Tund and the children returned to Lagos with a deeper understanding of who Amara truly was. They decided to keep the restaurant open in her honor, but with a new name, Morayo's Memory. The ghost restaurant became a place of remembrance, where her love for cooking lived on. Morayo's parents were invited to visit whenever they wanted to see Kemi and Toby, who brought them great comfort and joy. Through their shared love for Amara, the family found peace, knowing that dreams can transcend even the boundaries of life and death. Though Amara had vanished, her legacy continued, and the family she left behind would always carry a piece of her spirit with them. And so, in the bustling city of Lagos, Morayo's dream lived on, forever etched in the hearts of those who knew her, in this life and the next. Synopsis. In a bustling Lagos restaurant, the past and present collide when a man recognizes the spirit of Morayo, a young woman who drowned years ago with unfulfilled dreams of owning a restaurant. Reincarnated as Amara, a kind-hearted chef, Morayo's passion for cooking lives on until her true identity is revealed, causing chaos and fear among her customers. As her family uncovers the mystery of her rebirth, they are left to honor her legacy in a way that transcends life and death. The Ghost Restaurant is a haunting tale of dreams, love, and the bonds that connect us beyond the grave. The once bustling Morayo's Memory was now a restaurant with a story that drew even more people, not just for its incredible food, but also for the haunting tale behind it. Though Amara was gone, her essence lingered in the kitchen, and every meal served seemed to have a touch of her magic. Kemi and Toby helped their father run the restaurant, determined to keep their mother's dream alive. But the memory of that fateful day when she vanished still haunted them all, especially Tund, who spent countless sleepless nights trying to make sense of it all. One rainy evening, just as the last customer left, Kemi was tidying up the dining area when she noticed something peculiar. A soft glow emanated from the kitchen, faint but unmistakable. She tiptoed closer, her heart pounding, and peeked inside. There, standing over the stove, was a figure shrouded in a soft ethereal light, her mother Amara, cooking just like she always did. Kemi's eyes filled with tears. She wanted to call out, but her voice was trapped in her throat. She blinked and the figure vanished, leaving only the faint smell of spices lingering in the air. Kemi rushed to tell her father and brother, but when they checked, the kitchen was empty. Tund dismissed it as Kemi's imagination, but deep down, he couldn't shake the feeling that Amara's spirit was still connected to the restaurant. Meanwhile, Alyamide, who had been visiting more frequently, grew increasingly worried. He sensed that something unresolved was holding Amara's spirit back, something even her reincarnation had not been able to fulfill. Determined to get answers, Alyamide visited an elderly priestess in the village, a woman known for her wisdom and connection to the spirit world. The priestess listened carefully to Alyamide's story and nodded knowingly. She revealed that while Morayo's dream of opening a restaurant had been fulfilled, her spirit was not at peace because she had died before she could cook her favorite dish, one that she had planned to serve on the restaurant's opening day in her past life, a special jollof rice recipe passed down by her grandmother. The priestess explained that to free Morayo's spirit, the dish needed to be cooked in her name, with the ingredients she had once cherished. Only then could her spirit find rest. Alyamide returned to Lagos and told Tund and the children what he had learned. Tund, though skeptical, agreed to honor Amara's past by cooking the jollof rice according to the priestess's instructions. The following day, the family gathered in the kitchen. Tund brought out the ingredients: ripe tomatoes, red peppers, onions, thyme, and a secret spice blend that Amara had always loved but never shared with anyone. As they began cooking, Kemi and Toby felt a warmth in the room, like a gentle embrace. The jollof rice bubbled on the stove, filling the kitchen with a rich aroma that felt both familiar and comforting. As Tund stirred the pot, he felt a hand rest gently on his shoulder. He turned, expecting to see Kemi or Toby, but found no one there. Yet he felt Amara's presence more strongly than ever, guiding his every move. Tears streamed down his face as he whispered, "This is for you, Morayo." When the dish was finally done, Tun set a small portion aside as an offering, placing it in front of Amara's photograph that now hung on the restaurant's wall. As they took a moment of silence, the air in the room shimmered, and a peaceful stillness settled over the family. Tund, Kemi, Toby, and Alyamide watched in awe as a gentle breeze swept through the room, extinguishing a nearby candle. It was as if Morayo herself was thanking them. Word spread about the ritual, and soon, people from all over came not only to taste the legendary jollof rice but also to pay their respects to Morayo. The restaurant became more than just a place to eat. It became a sanctuary where dreams and memories intertwined. Every year, on the anniversary of Morayo's disappearance, Tund and his children would cook the jollof rice again, celebrating the woman who had defied the boundaries of life and death. But the story didn't end there. Late one night after closing, Tun sat alone in the empty restaurant. He was reflecting on the journey that had brought them here when he heard a soft, familiar laugh, a sound he hadn't heard since Amara vanished. He looked up, and there, standing in the soft glow of the moonlight filtering through the window, was Amara. She looked just as he remembered, beautiful, kind, and full of love. Tund blinked, expecting her to disappear like before, but she remained, smiling softly at him. She spoke without words, her presence radiating gratitude and peace. Tund felt a surge of emotions, joy, love, and the bittersweet ache of knowing this moment was fleeting. But in that brief encounter, Tund understood that Amara was finally at peace, and her spirit would always watch over them. As quickly as she appeared, Amara faded away, but Tund was no longer afraid. He knew she was happy, her dreams fulfilled, and her love eternal. From that day on, Tund, Kemi, and Toby continued to run Morayo's memory with renewed purpose, knowing that Morayo's spirit was free, yet always present in every meal, every smile, and every moment shared within those walls. And so the legend of the ghost restaurant lived on, a testament to the power of dreams, love, and the bonds that transcend even the veil between life and death.